Well, you got 6 members now, so I don't know if you.
Well, sure. So, okay, I'll call this meeting of the Historic District Commission to order, I guess, at 7:02. I don't need to seat anyone, right? No. So,
read my preamble here. What I
yeah.
got to do at the beginning.
You might want to see somebody for Sarah.
Oh, right. I'll see Ferguson for Moriarty. Pete, you want to go with your thing?
Yep. This meeting of the Historic District Commission will take place in a webinar format through Zoom. The chair of the commission is Eric Goodman for this meeting. The host of the webinar is the building official. Staff attending this meeting include Peters of English and Linda Galetta. Anyone speaking should state their names prior to speaking each time. The panelists in this webinar meeting will be the commission members and the building staff. Panelists who would like to comment on an item should indicate such by using the icon to raise hand at the bottom of the screen. After a panelist raises their hand, they will be able to comment one at a time when called upon by the chairperson. Panelists should mute their microphones until called upon. Panelists calling into the meeting by telephone may raise or lower their hand by pressing *9. To mute or unmute your calls, press *6. To make a motion or second a motion, commission members can raise a hand and be acknowledged by the host or chair. To vote on a motion, commission members will be called upon individually by the chair to vote. The public can participate in the meeting during the public communications agenda item. The public will be asked to raise their hand during public communications if they want to speak at this time by using the icon to raise hand at the bottom of the screen. The public will be called upon by the host one at a time, will be able to speak during this time. Attendees must identify themselves before speaking.
Wait, Todd, do you want to read the call?
Yes. Dear Matt, please publish the following public notice for one insertion on Monday, August 30, 2021. Town of Groton notice of public hearing, Historic District Commission. The Historic District Commission will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, September 7, 2021 at 7 p.m. virtually via the Zoom platform. To hear the following applications requested a certificate of appropriateness. HDC 21-45, 15 Library Street. Peter Hurd, owner applicant, porch restoration. PIN number 26191830158838. HDC 21-46, 28 Water Street. Robert Nelson, owner applicant. Mudroom addition, PIN number 2618063948667. HDC 21-47, 40 Pearl Street, Stephen Davidson, owner applicant, replace windows, PIN number 2619184213995. A Zoom meeting link will be posted to the town's website meetings calendar or can be attended by visiting www.zoom.us. Webinar ID 89924842781. Password 343736 or by phone 1312-626-6799. Access to electronic equipment at the Town Hall Annex for the purposes of attending, participating in the meeting shall be provided to any member of the public who provides a written request to the Office of Planning and Development not less than 24 hours prior to the meeting. Applications are on file and available for public inspection during normal business hours at the Planning Department, 134 Groton Long Point Road, Groton, Connecticut. Dated this 30th day of August 2021 at Groton, Connecticut. Todd Brady, Secretary.
All right, so I'll call HTC 21-45, 15 Library Street.
Hi, this is Pete Hurd. Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Okay. Hi.
Hello again.
Hello. Yeah, hello again. Sorry, and just a little side note. I think this is actually the last application that I need to put in for the house. So, you can give a standing ovation for yourselves right now. But after this, I think the house itself is done. At some point we'll get to the wall between the properties, but that'll probably be next year. So. This has to do with the large 15 Library Street, Pete Hurd, by the way, for the record. This is the large front porch that faces downtown, faces east. And originally we were going to keep it as is and just paint it and do some minor repairs. But as we got into the house, obviously it just it got to the point where if everything else was going to be new, why don't we go ahead and do this as well? So along that line, what we propose here is to do basically the same exact renovation as we've done on the small porch that we were last in front of you a few weeks ago. By the way, that porch is largely complete now. It's come out great. If you've walked or driven by, you can see the work that's been done there. So what we're looking at here is removing the tongue and groove floorboards, replace them with Ipe, just like we did on the small porch. Remove the railings and the posts, replace the posts with posts. I don't see it on the screen, but replace the posts and then the exact same railing that we were approved on the small porch, replace that. The other thing about the porch is it has either through construction or settling, it went down about 2.5 to 3 inches. So we're going to raise that up and get it to a little bit more level. The piers look to be in good shape. They're fairly modern piers, probably within the last 30 years, they look to be in good shape. And that's the project.
Any questions or comments?
No.
Do we have the pictures of the small porch that we approved already?
I don't have them right away. I mean, I could share a screen. I guess it would take me a few minutes, but it's largely done. And
Can you just remind us what's different about it, or if there is anything different?
the small porch, same exact footprint. All we did was it was really pretty rotted and falling off. So we did Ipe decking, this same exact railing here. And the detail work that they did on the corner post, instead of just putting in a plain corner post, we actually almost exactly replicated the fine detail work that was there, just using modern materials. And the carpenter just did an unbelievable job with that.
Okay.
I'm okay if no one else has anything.
No, it looks fine to me.
I have no questions.
No questions.
Me neither.
All right, so
Thank you.
does anyone from the public have anything to say in support of this application? Anyone have anything to say against this application? All right, HDC 21-45 is closed. So I'll call HDC 21-46, 28 Water Street. Mr. Nelson.
Yes, hello, this is Robert Nelson. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm calling from my car. I'm sorry because I had to bring a friend to the hospital. So I'll try to explain what we'd like to do here. It's basically an enclosed porch where there's a small porch now on the east end of the house. We would just like to make it an enclosed porch, 8 by 8. It'll be basically a mudroom, and just with a pair of stairs coming off like it does now, only it'll go north and south. The stairs will go north and south. It's really not that complicated. The siding will match exactly the siding on the house now. The door will match exactly the door that we have now. And it'll be just basically an 8 by 8 mudroom. I don't have, unfortunately, a lot of details on it. You can see my sketch. It's not that great, but that's all the information I have on it right now. I know the building official was looking for some more information on materials. Again, it's going to be the same materials we used on the house and the previous addition we did off the back of the house that we completed last year. So if there's any other questions, that's pretty much it. The roof line will look identical to the roof that's on the front of the house, the porch on the front of the house. So it'll be the same roof, the same columns, identical to that. It'll be coming out 8 feet instead of where you see now the short 3-foot porch there.
What's happening with that, whatever that, is that a thing for garbage cans or?
Yeah, to the left, that's a little garbage can enclosure. That's all it is. That'll stay just the way it is. It'll be actually hidden by the little porch addition. You won't even see that. But that doesn't move at all. It just stays right where it is. So we'll just be basically bringing that door out and, 3 walls, a little flat roof, just like the roof on the front porch that you can see in the photo. And the stairs, instead of coming straight out, you'll come out onto a porch and then they'll go left and right, which is like in north and south. So.
So
very
it's
simple.
gonna be
Yep, go
right,
ahead.
the wall on the left's gonna be right where the railing is and the light is right now.
Yeah, correct. Right. The wall on the left, you're right where the light is. That light fixture will just be moved out to the new door. Yep. Exactly.
And how far out is it going on the other side of the door?
It's going to go approximately 2 feet to the right of the door you see now.
So like in between the door and the window?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So just for the sake of time, personally, I don't have any problems with what you're trying to achieve, but we do need dimensions,
Yep.
Scale, and a list of materials.
Right.
So I'm happy to just continue it if everyone else agrees. And if you could provide that next time, we could finish it up.
Sure.
But I don't think until then we can really do anything.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. I do owe you that list of materials and details. So I will get that to you. Yes.
And Bob, if what you're doing is replicating the materials and details from the porch off the front of the house, I mean, you
Yeah.
should state that in your submitted materials.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. I can do that. Yep.
and maybe even include a few pictures of the front one to use it as an example if you want.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yep.
And also, Bob, if this thing is in fact 8 by 8, I don't know how much space is between the left rail and the garbage can enclosure. But
Mhm.
if I were to guesstimate dimensions, it would look, it seems like you're pushing quite a ways out towards the front side window. You really ought to show though how that actually falls on the house. Because it
Mhm.
doesn't look like there's much space between the left rail and the enclosure, but it's hard to tell.
Yeah, there's about 1.5 feet space, and we'll pretty much take all that up with the left wall.
All
Yeah.
right, then I'll move it to a little bit more centered, but you may want to have a straight on drawing to
Yeah.
show how that works.
Yeah, I was hoping to have all that. I'm sorry, I just didn't get.
Well, I
Yeah.
hope your friend's okay.
Yeah, me too. She's in there now, and I'm just waiting. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll get all this information for the next meeting. Is that what you're saying? Correct?
Yeah,
You gotta
Tom,
check.
yeah, check with, I'm sorry, Don, check with Tom Zanarini about what your deadline is for that submission.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay.
That's what I was gonna say anyway.
Yeah, sorry, Don.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, so someone's got to remind me, what do we just close this or do we do the
I
motion?
think you still have to ask for public comments.
Okay,
No, I think you think to do. a
Thought we
motion
were
to continue.
continue, I thought we were
Oh.
making a motion to
I
continue.
don't
it.
know. Maybe
Yeah.
you don't.
I
I'll
just
make
don't
a
remember.
motion to continue it.
Do we do that now or do we do it later? I just don't remember.
Later, I think.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you do it now, I think.
I thought we do it now.
All right.
I'll second the continuation.
Do we do a vote now?
I
Yes.
think you got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess we'll do it as a roll call, Linda, to make it easier. Brady,
Aye.
Goodman, aye. Levinson,
Aye.
Nault,
Aye.
Ferguson.
Aye.
Motion to continue. Approved. Anyways, moving on. HTC 21-47, 40 Pearl Street, Mr. Davidson. See here. He's here.
He's here. I'm trying to get him connected here.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Can't know.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay, great. All right, my name's Steve Davidson. I'm just looking to replace my windows. If you take a look at, at what I have right now, most of these windows were replaced back in, I think in the 80s at some point. So, and they're in bad shape. If you look at some of the pictures, a lot of the framing is rotted out. It's just they're just not in good shape. There's some vinyl windows. Some aren't operational at all. So I'm looking to put in Anderson 400s, which are good windows, and make the house more airtight, I guess. And so I'm not heating the entire outside of my house. But that's really the whole project right there. I've got about 23 windows, I believe, that are going to have to come out at some point. If you look, I did start on some of these before I needed to come to the board here. But they're, some of them are in. They are the same size windows as what I have right now. So I'm not really changing a whole lot.
Do you know, are they like 4/4s or 2/2s?
Right now, I have four. I have
We're over one.
Over one right now. What I have in the house, there's kind of a hodgepodge of different ones. There's 2/2 in some spots. Some have no mullions at all. One has just a ton of mullions in it. So I just want to make them all standard and all, make everything really the same, so it looks good.
And you're just weaving the shingles back in? I'm
I
assuming.
need to leave the shingles back in. Yeah, when I ripped it out, I needed to make sure that
I don't have anything. Does anyone else have anything?
Not on this, but that tree in your front yard in the first picture looks like an accident waiting to happen.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is. I've been trying to get the town manager to take it down for Steve.
I got somebody scheduled to come, but I'm just waiting on them because that's got to go.
Totally dead. The green on it is just ivy. I live across the street. I'm afraid it's gonna kill me.
Oh, not.
The windows are a huge improvement from what he started, so. It's a whole hodgepodge over there. It's gonna look 1,000 times better.
All right. Well, does anyone in the audience have anything to say in support of this application? Anyone have anything to say against this application? All right, HDC 21-47 is closed. What do we do now? So we will close the public hearing at 7:21. And I guess we'll move on to the voting.
Are there any pre-applications?
No, we had to vote first, don't we?
I feel like we haven't done this in so long. I forgot this whole procedure.
You're at considerations for public hearings right now.
Okay. HTC 21-45. This is the porch. Anyone have any comments or?
I move to approve.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor, Brady,
Aye.
Goodman, aye. Levinson,
Aye.
Nault,
Aye.
Ferguson.
Aye.
All right, the motion is approved. We continued the next one, and then I guess we'll go on to HTC 21-47. That's the windows. we just talked about Mr. Davidson, so any comments or motions?
I'll make a motion to approve the windows.
I
I'll
will
second.
second.
Okay.
Bill can second, that's fine. Move on for a vote. Brady,
Aye.
Goodman, aye. Levinson,
Aye.
Nault,
Aye.
Ferguson,
Aye.
the motion is approved. Any pre-application hearings?
I don't see anybody in the audience. There is one person, Cynthia Welch. I don't know if she's here for a pre-application or not.
Ms. Welch?
She could just be listening. I don't know.
Okay. Any public communications?
I do have one. I have a complaint of a fence, vinyl fence that was put up at 8 Pearl Street. And Tom went out there, took a look at it, and it's been around for a while. And we actually sent out a cease and desist letter on him last year during COVID, and it just didn't get any follow through on that. So we're going to follow through with another letter and see where it's going to be going from there. Try and get him in here at least to get an application in for the fence.
Okay,
They put it up without any application?
Correct.
Was there something there before?
Do not know.
Oh, okay. I'll have to
Is that
go
the-
look at it. I don't remember. I'm not sure what.
I think it's that little like 3-foot fence in front of that brown stucco house. This rings a bell because I think this came up last year. Like past Harp and Hound on the right.
Yeah, let me look at my MLS pictures and see what was there and what's there now.
Do we all want to talk about Sarah's email with regards to the brewery? Or do we want to wait until Sarah?
Well, it'll be 2 weeks.
You can put that under new business probably. You can continue on and get to new business, and then by then you can probably bring it up. But the public communications, that was the only communications I received. It was an email from one of the neighbors that was requesting information on that fence. So
Got it. All right. Anyone have a motion to approve the minutes of August 17th? Do we have to move that? I think so, right? I will move to approve the minutes. How about that?
I'll second.
All in favor, Brady,
Aye.
Goodman, aye. Levinson,
Aye.
Nault,
Aye.
Ferguson.
Aye.
All right, the minutes are approved. Old business. Have we gotten Chelsea's materials?
did receive an email from her on that. She was basically saying it was made out of wood and it was painted.
So can we put that to rest now?
I believe we can, yes. I
Okay.
believe it was the
I
same
make a-
picture you guys saw when the picture that you guys saw was the one that was there. She just didn't give us the material with it.
Which one was Chelsea?
Abbott's Outpost in the back of the building.
The
Yeah,
what
she-
one?
Abbott's Outpost.
Oh,
You guys gave the approval contingent upon she gave us a list of material.
And you did receive that, Peter.
She sent me an email with it, yes.
So I make a motion to approve now that we have all the pieces for the permit.
I don't think we even need to, it sounds like. I think it's just, it is
Oh.
approved.
Housekeeping cleanup.
Thank you. Any old business?
The pub.
The pub is new business, but yes, it's old business.
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. The
So she sent the email off to Tom, Pete, it looks like.
And to Deb Jones, I believe, from planning, to see where they were at with their approval also.
Any comments or?
Well, I was looking at the lights and, I mean, it looks like he backlit the existing light. Is that correct, Eric? Is that what you see up there?
Either backlit or it's like neon stripping around the back. I can't tell from, because I've actually only seen it at night once.
Yeah, but it was I believe it was the existing sign that was already up there. Is that correct?
Correct, because there was an article actually in the paper, I remember seeing that was like a picture of the electrician doing the work on it.
Yeah. So, I mean, the solution to that probably is, well, just don't turn on the lights. I mean, if we get to a discussion with him.
Yeah.
but-
I guess it also depends on what the material are, because I'm pretty sure that neon, if it is neon, is like strictly prohibited by the zoning regs. But
What was my understanding was that you could light up a sign by shining light on the sign, but not by backlighting the sign, at least if it's outside the building.
I think that's correct too. That's a zoning reg.
Yeah, and that's in essence what he's done. And you know, the fence is the other issue that she raised, because that's not the fence that was approved. And I guess we know that Peter, that he's bonded off his other compliance issues with regard to the site plan, the plantings, et cetera. Is that correct? He still has
Correct.
time to do that. So I think it's unfortunate because, you know, when he did the last thing he did, we all kind of probably didn't say a lot of things that were on our mind about what he'd done with the concrete and everything else, and just sort of chalked it up to whatever. But now it's kind of like sticking his thumb in your eye with this latest stuff. So
It looks terrible.
yeah, it does.
He also changed out all the tables, which we have no jurisdiction over, just a commentary piece. So now it's just loaded with like, what are they? Picnic tables
Picnic tables.
that look way worse than the ones that were there with the, I mean, the ones that were there weren't that bad. Again, there's nothing we can do about it. But I think just in totality, based upon what's occurred, I'm not really in favor of granting any leniency.
No, and I think it would be, I think you really should come and address the commission about some of these issues and some things that we don't have control over, but some things that we can comment on. And I think that, you know, as I think you pointed out before, Eric, I mean, this is one of the first things you see when you drive into town. And the palm trees waving in the breeze and everything else, it's just out of character, I think.
And on top of it too, I mean, he cut the thing for the landscaping, but didn't put any plants in. And now
Yeah.
it's September, it's gonna be October before you know it, they're not going in. So, I mean, I know it's a bonding issue, but it's just filled with weeds. It looks like crap. You know, the speakers are obnoxious, they're loud, they're out of character, they don't look good.
The sign looks terrible.
Sign's terrible.
I think maybe the HTC commission could request him to come in to give an update,
Yeah, I think if we could do that, Peter, that'd be great.
at least open up some conversation with him at the meeting.
That's my question.
You
Is
could
what,
try, but don't forget, sorry, Bill, to cut you off one thing. Don't forget, we did try to get him in for months with relating to that whatever mortgage sign that was out there, and that never got anywhere.
Yeah.
So, Bill, sorry.
no, I mean, I want to just start off basic is what rights, what repercussions, what jurisdiction, I'm not sure the exact term right now, but what can we bring him in? He tells us I have a neon sign or a backlit sign, not even neon, because that's outright illegal. I have a backlit sign. I'm not doing anything about the weeds. I'm sticking with my picnic tables and I'm sticking with my palm trees. What can we
And
do?
my non-compliant fence and the fence.
And I'm not changing my fence. So I'm just playing what if. That we bring him in, he says all that. What can we do? That's my frustration.
Well, the HDC has the authority to, they don't have an authority to impose fines or issue stop work orders, but they can institute an action against the violator in the Superior Court for its judicial district and request an injunction for a specific action. I mean, that's the hardest thing that they can do.
But I mean, isn't that the same thing as basically telling him he's bonded? And
Well, no, it's going
No,
before the
no.
Superior Court at that point.
We'd be wasting the town's money to drag him into court to request an injunction to force him to do the work. That's what you'd be doing.
Right.
And it would cost a ton of money. He would drag it out. That's not I mean,
I think that's what I suggested. Maybe if we put the request out to him and see if he'll come in to just give us an update of where he's at.
He
But
should
then Bill-
comply with what was approved and we should make him feel bad that he hasn't.
or Peter, if the HTC aspects have not been completed, you revoke the CO. No CO, he can't open.
That's a little tricky after it's already been issued.
Can we do that? That's the question. Can we revoke a CO?
You can't. You can revoke a CO if the work wasn't completed.
I
Well,
don't know how the optics of that would be if you have it's not a life safety issue.
then you're then you're essentially saying that the HTC is worthless.
It-
Well, we're telling if we
That's
don't.
why I'm saying that's why you got to go from the zoning side of it more than the building side of it.
If you go from the zoning side alone, then you're still saying, what's the point of coming to HTC? Do whatever you want. Nothing's going to happen about it, and you'll deal with it later. That's what you're really saying.
Right.
I hate to say that, but that's what it sounds like.
Well, no, you're
Well,
saying that you can go for the institute and you can go against them for an injunction, but like you said, it's going to cost the town money for doing that.
What I think Peter is saying is we should have not given him the go-ahead initially. Now that we have, it's a totally more difficult situation.
We didn't give him the go ahead. And Peter, I mean, Tom Zanaridi didn't verify that the work that was supposed to be done was done from an HTC side.
No, and then the problem you run into is the timeline issue of how long you actually are allowed to complete the work.
But then how did he get his CO if he wasn't?
He opened, I think, before he had it.
Yeah, I don't agree with your interpretation of that time frame to complete the work, because otherwise, like you're saying, you could never complete the HTC aspects of it for the 9 or for whatever it was, 6 months or whatever it has to be completed, but you can still issue the CO. But my understanding is you can't issue the CO.
But there's only been
until
2
the
kids that have
HTC
gone through. That's why there's only 2 kids that have gone through and they were shot down. I believe both of them were in court.
Where that with regards to what, the HTC piece?
Yeah, they missed it. The history of it, I think it was only 2 times, right? Or one in the past that's actually gone that far.
Well, the one with the roof, whatever that problem was years ago.
Yeah.
But he couldn't get a CO. He couldn't sell the house. Wasn't that Desmaris or?
No,
Yeah, that one went to Superior Court.
right. That went through the court system.
I mean, I think, Eric, even though it's a colossal waste of the town's money, in some instances, that's the only route to take. And I think that if he is of a reasonable mind, if he's facing a lawsuit, I should think he would just choose to comply rather than fight it. I don't know, but I would think so.
Unless you push the fence as a life safety item, it doesn't comply with the Liquor Commission rules.
Well, I think let's do this. I mean, let's ask him to come and appear before us and talk to him, and let's see where we are after that.
Yeah. He's also an attorney, so he could spend as much time in court as.
Also, I'm not sure if you can, usually you use an injunction to stop something from happening. I mean, what would we do? Enjoin him from operating?
I think what you're asking actually legal advice at this point. So you might actually want to consult the town attorney. Which direction to head with it at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm not going to give legal advice to a couple of attorneys on this board.
But Don's got a good point though, which is, yeah, I don't, you can prevent him, but I don't think you can, I mean, I don't even know the answer to that. If you can create it, an injunction can force someone to complete something.
That is how it's language.
Well, what's the bond thing say? I mean, is that connected to his HTC requirements or is that just something separate with zoning?
that is planning approval for the site plan approval, what he submitted for site plan approval to planning.
I mean, I guess the other point, Bonnie, though, too, is if he can go in there and drag it out, but the reality is, is that a valuable use of his time?
It's not very good PR for his business. So,
I think too, we do need to have some type of enforcement. Otherwise, it's going to tell every business person in town, do whatever you want, despite what we say.
Yeah, I mean, there's minor oversights and there's missed items, but there's another thing of just flagrantly going in the face of what you were approved to do.
Yeah, I agree with you. Said like he's sticking his thumb in our eye, and I completely agree with that example.
And it's not like there aren't local business owners that are annoyed, abutting property owners. Like, you have a lot of people upset.
Right.
Maybe we have to, like you say, consult with the town attorney as to what courses of action we could take.
we probably should do that before he comes and meets with us.
Yeah, so
Yep.
Peter, maybe send it off to, Richard Cody, and say, what's the appropriate course of action to force compliance?
Yeah, I'll give him the backdrop on it and he can give some sort of input as to how to proceed.
Have him write a memo up, then you're only talking a couple hours, which
Right.
again, it stinks that we're even at this point, but.
I can do
I
that.
think we should issue a press release to the day and let them write an article. That
Could
might
be.
get him to come to terms.
Oh, my God.
It's not a terrible idea.
I don't think it is.
I mean, that can make someone move. Because
Why
you
don't we
can
talk
find-
to him first?
Huh?
Why don't we talk to him first?
Someone zoom in David Collins, let's see what happens.
Yeah, well, okay, but if we could get a little input from the town attorney before we have him come in, I think it would be a good idea.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And I think just going forward, we just need to be very cautious and careful with regards to properties, all properties, but specifically properties that are commercial and ones that are that prominent.
And since that email just went out, I would probably give planning a chance to respond.
When do they meet next?
Well, I went to the planning members, not the board, but I went to the planning, Deb Jones received the email.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so we don't have to wait for them to meet to hear back. We should be able to hear back sooner than that.
Well, they all work together, Bill, so they meet every day.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not a
Okay.
commission
and
issue at this point.
yeah,
Well,
sorry.
I know what Bruce Walker has been the one that's been handling I'm sorry, I apologize, the last name, but he's been handling it from planning. So I know he's already been adamant about putting the rhododendrons in instead of those palm tree things that are out there. So I know that's one of the big ones. He's not going to release it without that getting changed out. And the fence, I would wait till hear a response from him on that.
David Collins can tell him he should move to Miami with his palm trees.
Yeah, they're gonna die soon. It was cold this morning.
Wow.
Cold, but it was chillier than normal.
Anyway, well, let's see what the attorney says, and I think it would be helpful to have Sarah involved too, since it was brought up by her.
So I'll reach out to Rich Cody, try to get input from that aspect, and then hopefully get something back from Bruce also from the planning side to see if he'll have some sort of response for the next meeting also. That we can share under old business or whatever.
Sure. Hopefully Sarah's here because I did not remember how these meetings went tonight. I forgot the whole procedure.
We did
You did a
fine.
good job. You did
You did.
fine, Eric.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Agree.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, good night, everyone.
We have a
Right.
second? We got a second. Who's the second?
I'll second in front of my fire
It's
pit.
unanimous.
You don't need a second for a motion to adjourn, but whatever.
See ya.
Yeah, everybody have a good week.
Yeah.